Genichiro was wrong, but not from the reasons most people think. He wasn't wrong because he made bad decisions. He wasn't wrong because he was incompetent. He was wrong because he believed that saving something, no matter the cost, automatically makes you right. That is a real tragedy. Because in Sekiro, Genichiro isn't just a villain. He is a man who genuinely believed he was the only one willing to do what had to be done. And that raises an uncomfortable question. If sacrificing everything could save your homeland, wouldn't you at last consider it? Genichiro did more than consider it. He committed to it completely. Genichiro's entire philosophy starts from one undeniable truth. Ashina was dying. The war was already lost. Everything Ishin built was about to collapse. And Genichiro saw that clearly. He wasn't chasing immortality out of greed like the monks. He wasn't obsessed with power like all. He was trying to stop the inevitable. That is what makes him different and dangerous. Because when someone believes they are fighting for survival, they stop thinking in terms of right and wrong and start thinking in terms of necessary. From his perspective, the logic is simple. Ashina dies without intervention. Immortality gives Ashina a chance. Therefore, immortality must be pursued at all costs. And honestly, that logic isn't crazy. If you strip away the consequences, it even sounds reasonable. But that is a problem. Genichiro doesn't ignore morality, he redefines it. To him, saving Ashina justifies everything. And that is where things begin to fall apart. The idea that the ends justify the means sounds powerful, but it comes with a hidden cost. You no longer have a stopping point. Genichiro proves this over and over again. He kidnaps a child, he experiments with immortality, he risks spreading Dragonrod. He is willing to sacrifice not just enemies, but potentially his own people. And each time the justification is the same, it's for Ashina. But here is the issue. Once you accept that logic, there is no line you won't cross. Because every new action becomes easier to justify than the last. And this is why Genichiro isn't acting irrationally. He is acting consistently within a broken belief system. And that belief system has one fatal flaw. It assumes that the end is worth reaching, no matter what it comes along the way. But what if the process of saving something destroys the very thing you are trying to save? That is Genichiro's blind spot. He thinks he is preserving Ashina, but in reality he is changing it into something unrecognizable. This is where Genichiro's argument completely breaks. Because when you look closely, he is not actually fighting for the people of Ashina. He is fighting for its legacy, its identity, its name, but not its people. And that distinction matters. Because immortality in Sekiro comes with consequences. Dragonrod spreads, people suffer, life is drained from others. If Genichiro succeeds, Ashina might survive in a place, but its people won't. So what is he really saving? A land without its people isn't a nation. A legacy built of suffering isn't preservation, it's obsession. This is where his ideology starts to resemble something darker. Not the kind that wants a better future, but the kind that refuses to let go of the past. Genichiro isn't trying to build something new, he is trying to freeze Ashina in time. And to do that, he is willing to sacrifice everything. Some players see Genichiro as a villain, others see him as a tragic hero, and honestly, both are right. Because Genichiro's intentions are not selfish. He is not trying to become immortal for himself. He is willing to lose himself entirely, if it means saving Ashina. That is what makes him compelling. But it's also what makes him dangerous, because good intentions don't make a path safe. In Sekiro we see a pattern. Everyone who pushes immortality ends up corrupted. The monks become monsters, the nobles prey on others, the infected lose themselves entirely. And Genichiro is walking that exact same path. Even if his reasons are different, the outcome is the same. It doesn't matter why you seek power. Some paths are destructive on themselves. Genichiro believes he can control it. He believes he is the exception, but he is not. And that is a tragedy. He is not failing because he is evil. He is failing because he believes he can use something that fundamentally cannot be controlled. Genichiro has absolutely right about one thing. Ashina was doomed. He saw the threat clearly. He understood the stakes. He refused to sit back and accept defeat. In a different story that even might make him the hero. But what defines him isn't the problem he identified. It's the solution he chose. Instead of adapting, he clung to the past. Instead of protecting people, he sacrificed them. Instead of accepting limits, he tried to break them. And that is why Ishin, arguably the true hero of Ashina, rejects immortality entirely. Because Ishin understands something Genichiro doesn't. Some things are meant to end. Trying to preserve them at any cost doesn't save them, it corrupts them. Genichiro couldn't accept that, so he chose a path where winning meant losing everything. Survival meant becoming something else. Victory meant destruction. And in the end, that is exactly what happened. So did Genichiro have a point? Yes. Ashina needed saving, action was necessary. Doing nothing wasn't an option. But his conclusion that the ends justify the means, that is where everything collapses. Because once you accept that idea, you stop asking the most important question: what will be left when this is over? Genichiro never asked that. Sekiro did. And that is why one of them becomes a weapon and the other one becomes something more. Thanks for watching, hit that like button and subscribe for more Sekiro Shadows Die Twice guides and lore videos, and stay sharp out there, Shinobi.